Welcome. In front of me is the HUAWEI Band 11, and today I'll be going over unboxing of this band along with a quick look at its specifications and just talk about the build quality of it and give my general opinions about it. So let's get this open right away. Actually, before I do want to quickly mention I am in no way sponsored by Huawei or anyone else. So what usually I say in these videos, it's just completely not, no company is involved in my opinion or anything like that. I'm not biased towards anything just because, I'm getting paid for or anything like that. So no company sponsors this, and there is no involvement with any kind of company to say anything specific about these devices. So I can do whatever I want, say whatever I want about it. And I usually try to give my general opinion about it. Come on, there we go. Jesus, I was struggling with pulling that off. So yeah, I can say whatever I want, unbiased, and that's pretty good. Because you, as a watcher, can watch something that isn't influenced by any outside kind of interactions with other YouTubers, which they try to present usually a shit portion of something as the greatest change. Wow, there is no charger in that box. How great, saving the environment. How great you don't get to charge your device, right? So anyway, in here you have this pinkish rose goldish kind of band. And other than that, in here we also have our charging cable, which is a Type A to this magnetic plug. Holds pretty well, nothing special, it's just typical kind of connection, at least typical for Huawei, and some instructions in here. So taking a look at the watch, just like the Pro version of this, it actually shares a lot of similarities between the Pro. There is just a tiny bit of difference, and I'm actually going to bring up the Pro into the shot in a moment. Actually, not in a moment, let's do it right now. So here is the Pro version of this watch, side by side. And you can see they are very similar. Screen size, I think it's the same. I mean, on paper, supposedly it is. But the body is just a little bit bigger and feels a little bit bulkier just because it has more kind of sharp corners. With the also aluminum body, though it's designed a little bit differently as it's kind of more, as you can see, kind of differently shaped. And just to kind of give you again side by side how they look like. So this is more kind of rounded all throughout, more like a typical band smart or smartwatch. This has a bit more unique kind of look to it, as if you look at it from a side, it's more kind of shaved off. This still has kind of some roundness to this. But anyway, so let's just clip that back in. There we go. So let's start off with the strap right here. As it's something that you're going to be wearing on your wrist, it's best that this obviously feels good. And I have to give props to Huawei. These straps are freaking fantastic. They feel soft to touch and very nice in feel. They're also have this softness to this, but they're not like awfully stretchy as some other cheap bands, which would be soft but basically like rubber, just stretch way too much. And also usually when you have something a bit more stiff so it doesn't stretch too easily, they become usually like this very hard rubber, silicone or whatever. This feels very nice. You can see it's very pliable in here. I'm not putting almost any force on this. And this is just super nice in terms of how pliable it is. So it will feel super great on your wrist. Now another thing that I want to point out, we do have unfortunately a plastic buckle right here. In terms of durability, not the best kind of thing. I much rather see metal one. At least those give me a little bit more confidence. But because this is primarily relatively standard, you could technically replace these. These come out similar to how you have it on straps right here, these telescopic little things. You can just compress them and take out the telescope right here. This is basically the same thing in here, just a different size. So usually you can pull things like this buckle from different watch and replace it with a metal one here. if you wanted to. Obviously, it won't be matching the color because of that. But the fact that this is a normal kind of buckle, it's designed pretty well. So you can obviously strap it, buckle it up, and you have a clip on here at the end. So just feed it through and it won't be flopping about. So you don't have to have these kind of things right here. And you don't need to worry about this ever popping out and just being annoying as hell. So I do have to say, really nice design. Now, if we take a look at the display right here, the display right here is a, if I can quickly find it, oh, there we go, 1.62 inches in size. It's also an AMOLED display, which makes it nicely bright, along with having these nice inky blacks all around and infinite contrast ratios. So it's, the display right here is going to be pretty damn good. Resolution wise, it's also not pulling any punches, as it's rocking a 286 by 482 pixels, putting it at pixel density of 347 pixels per inch. So pretty good for a watch, especially a band that is very affordable. This is a nice band, I would say. And another thing in here will be, that is pretty nice, will be the battery life. So because this is a smart band that is from Huawei, it will come with its own proprietary OS. Now, this is for better or for worse. The better part would be the battery life in here. And that battery life gets you about 8 days of typical usage and maximum of 14 days of usage. Now, this would be more like, trying to preserve power and do all that jazz. But in typical usage, they rate it for 8 days, which in general, it's pretty good. It's obviously leagues ahead of what any kind of smartwatch from that would have Google could ever do. So typically those last like 2, at best 3 days. This goes for 8 and up to 14 if you want to save power. So obviously improvement over battery life that is pretty damn good. Now, it's not the best one that you can get on any kind of band. I know that I used to use myself Xiaomi band, one of the first ones. I don't know if it was like 1, 2. It was one of those that still had like a black and white display and still a circle as a button on the bottom. That used to get over a month of battery life. That was pretty insane. Actually, I think it was even more than a month. So those were pretty good bands for the money. This doesn't obviously have anywhere close to that battery life. So a little bit of a shame, but it does have more functionality than those like Xiaomi bands that I'm talking about that used to have this insane battery life. So for a little bit more functionality, you get less battery life, and that kind of goes normally. So that's why Android or Wear OS specifically watches have such a poor battery life. There is a lot of things happening in the background of that watch, including spying on you, because it's connected to Google, obviously. So you get some positives, like for instance the App Store, that you can download applications, but you get a absolutely piss poor battery life. Here you get decent battery life and decent features, I would say. Now, you still don't have a store that you could download applications for, I believe. So you're limited to whatever this device comes with. And for instance, things like if you want to add, I don't know, support for Strava, so you can connect to your phone and track all that with the watch tracks to move it to the application of Strava. Fortunately, you're not going to be doing that, as you need an application for that, and you want to be able to ever download it. So that's the limitation of having a much better battery life. So that's the downside of it. Now, moving on, in terms of the sensors, connectivities, and all that stuff, we're looking at some 9-axis IMU sensor. So we have the accelerometer, gyroscope, and magnometer. I think that's how you would translate this. Then we have also an optical heart rate sensor and ambient light sensor. I am translating this as I go, so bear with me while I'm sometimes stumbling to think about how I'm supposed to translate this. But anyway, So those are some of them. We also have 5 atmospheres of water resistance. Now, for people that don't know what that is, 5 atmospheres is equivalent to about 50 meters depth for diving, and it is rated for about 10 minutes to that depth. So, additionally, operational temperatures right here are ranging from 0 Celsius to 35 Celsius. For Fahrenheit, I'm sorry, I'm not that knowledgeable about what this converts to. So 0 Celsius is basically freezing temperature if you, for all you Americans. Although honestly, I don't think I need to worry about Americans. It's Huawei. They don't sell stuff in US, I guess, so that shouldn't really be a problem. So anyway, other than that, we have Bluetooth 6.0 and BLE and 2.4 gigahertz connectivity, which I'm not sure what it refers to. I don't think this is Wi-Fi, so whatever. Supported devices, or more like operating systems, we're looking at Android 9 and up and iOS 13 and up. And surprisingly enough, this works with iOS, which I'm not sure how, considering you would need an application. But I don't know how you'd install this application actually on an iPhone, considering iPhone cannot get updated versions of the applications because Huawei can't do business with Apple. Therefore, they cannot give them new updated versions of the applications or even apply for updates. And you can't install applications from third-party sources on Apple, as far as I'm aware, right? If you can, obviously this isn't really a problem. And on their own website, it says iOS 13 and up, so this would technically imply that you can somehow install it. How? Beats me. But in any case, if it does work, that will actually make it better in terms of connectivity, like supported connectivity, over something like a Galaxy Watch 6, 7, and so on, as you can't connect a Galaxy Watch to an iPhone, which I learned recently. So that's a bit stupid, but hey, this one supposedly can, so has a leg up on that one. Anyway, one last thing that I want to talk about is the size of this watch. So other than having an aluminum body, which this one is coming in this kind of rose goldish kind of design with matte finish on the sides with these shiny, I think it's called chamfer edge, right? So you can see this. There we go. We can see it's a little bit of like polished on the edges right here. So pretty nice design. Back is obviously plastic, aluminum alloy frame, and glass front. Though it's not really labeled what the glass right here is, but I highly doubt at this price range you're gonna be getting sapphire, so you can most likely forget about that one easily. And on top of that, the size of this entire casing right here, we're looking at 43.5 millimeters by 28.2 millimeters. So 22, 43.5, and then almost 9 millimeters thickness. So it's precisely 8.99. So pretty compact watch all in all, or band. And in terms of weight, it's also not weighing a lot. It's only about 19 grams. So it's super light. And the difference here between the Pro version is the fact that the Pro version actually comes with a GPS tracking. So it has a actual GPS in it. So for tracking your exercises on the go, you don't need to bring your phone. This thing will be able to track your location on the map, which would also then allow it to track things like your speeds and so on, independently of the phone. You don't need to bring it. You can just use the Pro. This one unfortunately doesn't have GPS tracking, so it's going to be a bummer. And that is basically what I'm getting from the AI overview, as I was confused myself what the difference here was. But anyway, that's about it. So, and all in all, if you're looking for just a cheap fitness band, this probably will get the job done. It is cheap. It is going to track. Possibly the Pro version will do it better, considering it has GPS apparently. And if you want, obviously you can pick up the Pro version of it. The price of it is about $70, while this one will cost, let me actually quickly check how much this costs because I have no idea. This costs about what is it, $15 less, so from 76, about 60. So yeah, something along those lines. We're not talking about like insane prices right here, so about 10-20 bucks less. You get this one for like 15 to 20 more, and you get the Pro version, which has GPS. Personally, I think it might be better to splurge for the GPS one, just as this gives you a little bit more versatility if you're planning to specifically run or do exercises that would require tracking like that. If you don't, if you just do, I don't know, lifting and stuff like that, then this obviously will not really matter to you, so you can go with the cheaper one. And additionally, you can also check out things like the HUAWEI Band. They do have pretty great bands too at very affordable prices as well. So maybe you like the style of that one a little bit more, as it is, I believe, a little bit less wide, so it could be a bit smaller on your wrist. And also has a great display, and it's also just a great band in general with great battery life, which in my opinion matters the most here. Anyway, that's about it. So if you found this very helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.